This is a poem about a man who was terrified of the cold. It was written some time ago by a man called Robert Service. And the title of the poem is The Cremation of Sam McGee. And there are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. And those Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. And the northern lights have seen queer sights, but queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake Labarge. I cremated Sam McGee. Now Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows. Why he left his home in the south round the pole to roam, God only knows. He was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell. Though he'd often say in a homely way, I'd sooner live in hell. It was on a Christmas day, and we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail, and talk of the cold through the parkas fold, it stabbed like the driven nail. And if our eyes we had closed, and the lashes froze, sometimes we couldn't see. Wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. And that very night, as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, and the dogs were fed and the stars overhead were dancing heel and toe, then Cap says he to me, I'll cash in this trip, I guess. And if I do, I'm asking you, you won't refuse my last request. Well, he seemed so low that I couldn't say no, and he says with a sort of moan, it's accursed cold and it's got right hold till I'm chilled clean through to the bone. It ain't been dead's my awful dread. It's the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear that foul or fair, you'll cremate my last remains. Well, a pal's last need is a thing to hide, and I swore I would not feel. And we started on at the scray of dawn, but Jesus, he looked ghastly pale. He was crouched on the sleigh, and he raved all day of his home in Tennessee. And before nightfall, a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. Well, there wasn't a breath in that land of death as I hurried horror-driven, with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, and it seemed to say, you may tax your brawn and your brains, but you promised true, and it's up to you to cremate those last remains. The promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. And in the days to come, though my lips were dumb, and my heart how I cursed that load, and in the long, long nights by the lone firelight, while the huskies round on a ring howled out their woes to the homeless snows, oh Jesus, how low's that thing? And every day that quiet clay seemed to heavier and heavier grow. And on we went, though the dogs were spent and the grub was getting low. And the trail was bad, and I felt half mad, though I swore I would not give in. And I used to sing to the hateful thing, and it hearkened with a grin. Till we came to the marge of Lake Labarge, and a derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, and I saw in a trice it was called the Alice May. Well, I looked at it, and I thought a bit, and I looked at me frozen chum. Then here, said I, with a sudden cry, is my crematorium. Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, and I heaped the fuel higher. Well, the flames just soared, and the furnace roared, such a blaze you'd seldom see. And I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed down Sam McGee. And then I made a hike, for I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the heavens scowled, and the huskies growled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why. and the greasy smoke in an inky cloak went streaking down the sky. I do not know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars come out and danced about ere again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, I'll just take a peep inside. I guess he's cooked, and it's time I looked. The door I opened wide. And there sat Sam, looking cool and calm, in the heart of the furnace roar, and he wore a smile you could see a mile, and he said, please close that door. It's warm in here, but I greatly fear you let in the cold and the storm. And since I left Plum Tree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm. And there are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. And those Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The Northern Lights have seen queer sights, but queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake Labarge. I cremated Sam McGee.